Hey, what's up, guys? I just wanted to make a quick video today on how to find a stock. Okay, and I know the topic is kind of, one of those topics that, can vary with so many things, has to do with, depending on your trading style. I mean, there's a lot of variables that you have to consider when, looking for a specific stock to trade for the next day. It can either be the next day, it can be the day of. So there's a lot of, different factors on what to look for in that scenario. In this case, I just wanted to explain just a few things in the market that you can look out for and hopefully make some good trades. And hopefully, there's something that you can understand and maybe apply it into your trading style, into your routine. Maybe Sunday mornings or pre-market the night before, whatever your trading style may be. That's just going to depend a lot on you. And something that I like to do is I like to set my charts the night before. So the night before, because nothing is really moving, all that's moving is the futures, and everything is off basically. Again, I'm not a big fan of having to set my levels early in the morning due to pre-market. I like to set my alerts the night before, so in case I don't trade the first few minutes, at least my alerts are still there and I can be downstairs, I can be, outside and about, living my life as I should. And the minute I get that alert, I know exactly where I want to buy and where exactly I want to sell. So again, everything depends on the type of setup that you are specifically looking for. Okay, there's tons of things out there that you can look for. But again, it's something that you have to understand the market, you have to understand direction, you have to understand volume, you have to understand some fundamentals when it comes to that stock. Like there's so many things that I can't potentially cover every little thing. So with that being said, um, I'm always looking at the ES. So forward slash ES is the future. I don't ever chart on an ETF. Charting on an ETF kind of makes no sense because it's like reading a book that has missing pages, doesn't tell you the full story. The futures is what tells you the full story, okay? Because on an ETF, you're going to find tons of gaps. And this is where all your retail traders come in and try to do these gap fills. And little do they understand that it's just an ETF. So, with that being said, I'm always looking for the ES, looking for some ranges, looking for some patterns because this is the market, okay? When you have the market, you have the sentiment, which is going to give you an edge to your trading because you'll have an idea as to where the market is going, because you can't have tons of alerts all over the market, but you can have certain alerts at supports and resistances when it comes to those bigger stocks like Amazon, Google, Apple, um, even Tesla if you like, but just on those bigger larger cap stocks, so you understand where the market is going. So that's kind of like a little trick that I do is I don't trade Amazon daily, I don't trade Google daily, but I do have alerts set on those major supports and resistances using the 4 hour time frame, and sometimes using the weekly time frame, especially for that one. You want to know when the bottom is, you want to know when the top is. So whenever like ES hits a resistance, you'll know because you'll get tons of alerts with your other stocks hitting a resistance point. When ES starts breaking down, you'll start getting tons of alerts with certain stocks hitting or breaking supports. So that's when you start to get your alerts, and that's when you got to look at the market and say, well, why did I just get this alert on on Microsoft? Why did we just break 213? Okay, let me check ES. Well, ES is actually breaking trend, so it's going to make sense to grab that put on Microsoft at 213. Now, if we hit the 213 and we break it just a bit, but yet we have a green market, I wouldn't recommend grabbing that put, because now you're going to look at a fake out. And because there's buyers in the market, Microsoft can potentially fake you out on that put side with every retail trader trying to get in for the puts, while the big investors are coming in and saying, well, give me all your money, I'll buy all these shares from you and I'll take your money. Basically, it's what's going to happen. So again, it's all about understanding where the market is heading, what is it really breaking, and how many alerts are you really getting, and how many alerts are you actually setting up that are at support and resistance. Okay, there's a difference. When you have a major support on the 4-hour versus a minor support on the 5-minute or the 1-minute time frame, it's just not going to be the same. Okay, you got to have it on these bigger time frames. The bigger time frames is what's going to give you the market sentiment. So that's just kind of a little thing that I do, and it's very helpful, especially when I'm getting these multiple alerts. I'm able to enter my trade and be comfortable because, let's just say we are downtrending and Microsoft did break that 213 level. Well, I'm going to be getting alerts for ES coming down at the same time that I'm in my put position on Microsoft and getting the lower level alerts as it's breaking down. So my position is going to be well managed because of my alerts already set from the night before, and I was already ready for that break. Hopefully that kind of makes sense for you guys. So let's look at ZM. So what I did before I did this video, I kind of just cleared all these charts real quick, except for BABA. So I have ZM, BABA, Microsoft, Baidu, and HD. So HD, either way, I didn't clear that chart. We can definitely clear that right now. So I like to clear them because honestly, like I'll find the same levels. So it's not a big deal. Okay, so how to look for a stock. Okay, so again, I just gave you a few tricks on exactly what I do. And again, if you are a trader, you should know how to chart. If you don't, you need to take some charting lessons with somebody or get on some YouTube and figure out how to chart. Ask the people in the Discord chats, ask them to show you a chart, and then you post your chart and then you match it with theirs. Like do something to be able to chart, because if you do not know how to chart, what is the purpose of you even trading? Okay, so learn how to chart first. Okay, I don't care if you chart on the daily, the weekly, the monthly, the 4-hour, as long as your levels are proper. Okay. Okay, so here we have ZM. ZM on a fundamental basis. I'm gonna leave that up to you. Where is it with this economy? Where do you think it's headed? In the next few weeks? How does an investor look at it? How is it being viewed? Is it a good buy? Is it a good sell? Like, what is it on a fundamental basis that you are looking at this stock, and why? Okay, that's going to be totally up to you. You answer that. You can have that conversation with yourself when you're charting and while you're thinking about trading this specific stock tomorrow, the next day, next week, whatever it may be. Okay, and why do you have those alerts set? Why do you have it charted if you're not going to enter? Okay, so there's no point in charting if you're not going to enter your position. Okay, ZM. So it looks like it's uptrending, right? It looks like from right here, it looks like we found some support here. Okay, that's kind of what it looks like. There's not really much basing off of to create some type of zone. So what I like to do is I like to find trends and why it created those trends. So when you look for those, it's a big help because not every stock is going to have a proper zone. Okay, not everything. Some stocks are just pure trends, and that's what it is. And if that's what it is, and that's what you look for, because every stock is unique. Okay, so again, kind of looks like we follow some trends here. Right here, we kind of based out right here. So if you want to use a Wix, you can. I personally don't. Okay, so there's your big range. Okay, there's your top and bottom. Okay, that's how you would find some levels here. Okay, so we're finding this here. Let me take that off. I like to grab the meat of the bone when I'm eating my steak. I'm a chef and that's what I like. So I like grabbing candle bodies right here. So this is the pre-market, okay? So this is a little more difficult to be grabbing, but look at this right here, okay? This is where your price action is at, right there, okay? You have buyers on the bottom, you have sellers on the top, they're meeting halfway and they're crashing neck to neck. They're literally toe to toe right here. Who ended up winning this fight? At the break of this right here. So the break of the buyers, meaning that there is no more buyers coming in to step up for this specific stock, which created a break of range. Okay, some of you had this specific range right here, and this is something I even posted all over the chats. I know some of you guys, I think some of you guys did profit from this put play right here. So that was your entry. So if you can see, I have tons of entries on alerts on top. I want the break to the top. I could care less about the puts. So here, this is exactly what ZM did, okay? I just showed you, just a few things. I showed you how to look at the chart real quick, how to look at these candle bodies, and how to look at these wicks, okay? These wicks, I could care less for. Like I said, most people would enter right here at 419. My entry would be right here at this 414. You can just round off the number. And then the put side would be this like 409. But again, for the safer entries, you want to do 405 and then your 420. So this is something that you would be looking for. Again, I'm a different type of trader. I like trading in the zones, and I like getting in before the breakouts. And how you're able to tell is sometimes just by the price action, during the day, the volume, all those things tell you where the stock is going to be going. In this case, the increased volume actually broke it down, so the put play would have made perfect sense for you guys. So this was a nice play right here. We see, so the increased volume never actually broke it to the top. It actually brought it down. So increased volume, meaning that more sellers stepped in than buyers. Okay, so this is kind of something that you would look for right here. And then now ZM, what it's doing is just kind of hanging out. It's probably trying to find some type of support. So if you want to trade this right here, so you can do 497 or 498. You just round off whole numbers, 498 and then 388. Sorry, 398. 398 and 388. So you wanted to break above, you wanted to come and retest this area again. And if we do retest this area up top, what I'm going to be looking for is for increased volume. Okay, I want the volume to do something like this. Let me take this off. So see how like right here, the increased volume brought this all the way down. So meaning there were sellers. Now you want increased volume to be buyers and to bring it back up top over this specific range again, because remember, just because we have increased volume doesn't mean that we're going to break right away. We're still going to come face all these bears, and we're going to have to crash again some point in there. So I would be looking for some type of pattern of form, maybe an ascending triangle during the day, maybe on the hourly chart or the 30-minute. So the bigger the time frame of the pattern, the more how can you say this, the more boost you will get for a trend change. Okay, so basically just give me a reason to trend change and take it up with the bulls. So but that's ZM. Here we have BABA. Same thing, everything that I explained on ZM, the way you look at it, where we're trending, what's going on with it on a fundamental basis and everything. So here's another little pattern here. Okay, it's squeezing. Okay, so the candles are getting a lot smaller down here. So, and then as you can see, the volume is too. I think a lot of retail traders like to look at this as a divergence type of thing. Whatever the case may be, like I said, some of those indicators are catching up to this specific stock. Maybe the 50 and the 21 are on top. Maybe the 200s on the bottom. Like whatever the reason may be, like I said, everyone trades so differently that it's on you how to look for a stock. Okay, for me, I like to look for these breakouts. I like these squeezes. I don't care if it goes down or up. I have my alerts down here, this 259, and I'll have this alert at like 268, potentially 270, and hopefully, hopefully we can catch that break before it even happens, because sometimes they do happen pre-market, and you'll see a gap up, and then you'll see a gap in crap. It'll basically just come back down and retest, and then just continue on down, and it would have some slow momentum. But again, the one thing you do want to look for is rising volume. When things break with rising volume, you'll see this continue, and you can actually take 2 weeks out in the money and swing it into the next day. You can scale out your position at your first target, and then take the other one with free money. So here's another thing that I would be looking for. So this is the setup coming into next week. You see Barbara just squeezing, and we'll see how this goes into next week. Microsoft. Just one of those stocks that just been trading kind of range. As you can see, here you go. Here you go. So just the major areas that I literally just grabbed right now. Nothing specific, okay? Nothing has to be perfect. As long as you know how to chart, as long as you know where those levels are at. See, like right here, this 217.50. This is the break that I've been wanting to take it up for a trend change. But as you can see here, like we have some bases here that Microsoft builds, and every time it builds, it has a nice pop. So even like right here, we actually built some nice price action. Right here, you see, so all the price action was right here, and we ended up popping to the top. See how long this thing was holding for? Right there in that range. Even down here, this is just like some fake out stuff that probably caught a lot of people trying to grab some puts. But either way, like there's so much value in Microsoft stock that I honestly think it's undervalued. I mean, I haven't seen this thing, do a stock split like Apple or Tesla, but I'm pretty sure that it will be heading there, sometime soon. But again, I like Microsoft as a company. It's a great company, so I like trading it. Option contracts are pretty liquid, so it's pretty awesome. But same thing with Microsoft. You have these ranges that you can trade, and you don't have to trade the inside of it. You can just wait for it to break out and grab the top and make sure that it continues. Like right here on this day, we had a nice bullish trend, but the next day we ended up rejecting, and we had a nice fall, and then we just came down here. But look at this volume. So rising volume, even to the closing of the day. For today, we ended up coming and retest the 213, which we're testing the bottom of the range, right? So now when just like ZM, when you're looking for that retest, you want rising volume to continue up. The rising volume will give you, some type of confirmation that it's going to keep trending up into the next level. And again, look for some type of pattern to form. Look for an ascending triangle. Look for a flag. I mean, look for a double bottom, a double top that recently broke. I mean, give me a reason for me to just go long and hold. This is what I'm looking for, okay? But again, follow the levels, follow the market sentiment, okay? So here's the retest. So again, coming Monday, are we gonna gap up? Are we gonna, are we gonna be flat? Are we gonna sell off? Like, there's so many questions going into the weekend, especially from the recent sell-off. But again, set your levels now. 213, 215.50, 217.50. When those alerts hit, guess what? I'm buying. It's that simple. Okay, if it comes down here again, this 209, 210, I'll probably buy it again. My stop loss is going to be right down below, maybe a 50 cent to $1 move. That's going to be my stop loss, okay? And the only way that I will stop loss is if it moves with volume. If it doesn't move with volume, I will not stop out on something like this because it can potentially be a fake out. But again, all depends on the trader. Okay, Baidu. So I called this one out a couple of days ago. I think last week I called it out as well. And I saw this thing just holding a nice trend. Okay, and then again, I found this here. Give me the meat of that. See, I just want the meat. That's it. You want the meat of that steak, okay? You have a nice little base that it found support at, and then we started breaking up. So as you can even see this is like a clear trend. And look at all this volume right here. All the volume actually held this trend, pushed up. Look, so you buy the dip, sell up top. You buy the dip, you sell the top. Okay, you buy the dip, sell the top. Buy the dip, sell the top until that changes. This thing is still bullish. That simple. Okay, here's your volume, your rising volume. The rising volume bringing this up. For all those with RSIs, it's probably overbought already, and it's due for some type of pullback. But why are you going to go against all the volume? The volume is giving you a reason to buy the dips. Okay, when you buy the dip, your stop loss is literally right below. Know the ATR of the stock. If the stock, let's just say the stock has a $2 ATR, and we just moved $2 and we're at support. Does it or does it not make sense to buy that dip? Because it already had a $2 move down and it hit support. Your risk to reward makes sense because now your stop loss is maybe like a 0.20 cents down. Because if it does break, it'll go with volume and it'll increase its volatility. So the ATR will be $4. Okay, that's what will happen to a stock. The volatility will increase and the ATR will move double. Okay, so in this case, it was a $2 move. We buy it at support, we stop out right below. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so just like Baidu, figure out the ATR and buy the dip, and then use that ATR as your stop loss, and then ride it back up. So you're playing the ATR, you're playing the dip, and you're playing the fact that we do have a nice trend going up. And if that changes, and if you're wrong, at least you manage your risk. This isn't a well executed trade because it made sense. You buy the dip at support with the stop loss of its ATR. So hopefully that makes sense for you. So here we have HD. I'm actually still in HD. I have a 265 December 24th call. This, here's your top. Okay, there's your top, there's your supply. Here's your demand. There you go. Like I said, I like the meat of everything, okay? So if you can grab the meat of a stock, you'll definitely be profitable. Okay. So look at it. Let's look at this volume right here. Okay, look, huge volume brought this down, and then the volume started to decrease. Now, the one thing that gets me about HD right now is the fact that the market just sold off the past 3 days. And what did HD do the past 3 days? 1, 2, 3. It held. Okay, it's holding. If you look around in the market right now, there's tons of stocks that actually broke down with this sell-off. And now we find HD kind of just chilling right here and building a small base right at demand, right here. Okay, even though it got rejected here, here, and here, this is the one stock that I'm watching right now that is holding through this sell-off. Does my risk to reward make sense? Of course, because my stop loss is literally down right below. So again, tolerance. This 261 is going to be my stop, okay? Right here. So I can even do 262, 261. That's going to be a stop. Okay, if this thing has increased volume and we continue to come down, I am going to stop out of this, no questions asked. Okay, I don't care what the loss is. For me, I'm a different type of trader. Like I said, I can handle more than some of you can. Sometimes I can handle more of a 60% loss because my gains are over 100%. It's that simple. So again, it depends on you. It depends on what type of time frame you're trading on. It depends what type of contracts you're grabbing, how much your account can handle, what type of setups you are looking for. I just showed you some ranges. I just showed you a squeeze. I just showed you some retesting with Microsoft. And now we're just waiting. That's literally what we do. We look for these specific levels. We look for these stocks that are trending. We look for these stocks that are trending down. As a matter of fact, let me just show you one more. And again, it depends on who you are as a trader. All right, Facebook. Look at this right here. Most people have this line drawn right here, okay? And I didn't go over here and try to make it all perfect, okay? So again, there's a trend line here. How many people in the market do you think have the same trend line? How many of them do you think are going to buy at this trend line? Okay, remember this. Every chart is going to be the same. Okay, it's all a matter of how you position your trend line because it's your chart and you're the one that's drawing it yourself. Okay, will you or will you not buy this stock at the support or the trend line? Will you play this? Yes or no? That is the question. Is the stock trending up? Is the stock being rejected with volume? Is the market being rejected? So again, all those different factors you got to take into consideration when looking for these type of setups and understanding how they're going to bounce, when they're going to bounce, and why. You need a reason. So here, like you can even draw this. You can draw something like that because somebody somewhere is going to draw that. Okay, and most of them are going to play the trend line. Most of them are going to wait till we break above. Most of them are going to wait till we get above 280. Like there's so many different type of traders that like I said, I hope that kind of just drills in your head because you know a lot of new traders come in and looking for some type of strategy. Well, you need to find your strategy. You need to find the pattern that you like the most. Let me show you one more. Look at this. Okay, I saw the same thing with NVIDIA. Okay, here you go. There's your setup right there. Here's another setup. Had you played this a few days ago, you would have banked on puts right here, kept following. And now what NVIDIA is doing, look at this, building a base. Here's your drop base. Are we going to drop or are we going to rally? Okay, drop base, drop base, rally. Whatever it is, whatever it may do, who cares? Set your alerts and play that. Because when your alert pops off, you're going to do two things. You're going to open up your phone, wherever you're at, whether you're at the store, getting a haircut, washing your car, whatever it is you're doing, you're going to get an alert at 5:20. You're going to get your next alert on ES. Are we trending up? Are we trending down? Your next alert is going to be on AMD. What is AMD doing? Okay, what is the chip sector doing? Because this is NVIDIA. So look at the sector as well. What are these stocks doing together in one accord on that same day? Okay, did you or did you not prepare yourself? That is the question. Are you just looking for a pattern break on one specific stock and not caring about what the rest are doing? Or are you actually looking at one stock and paying attention to the full market in general? Because paying attention to the full market in general is going to make you a better trader, and it's going to help you when you're in your position because you're not going to ask yourself, do I stop out or do I not? When do I get in? When do I get out? Okay, so again, there's tons of variables that you got to look at. And again, if I get my alert at 5:20, or sorry, 5:21, 5:22, 5:12, even 5:11:50, I'm either going to take this short, I'm going to take it long, wherever it may go. But I am first going to do, I'm going to open up my phone because I trade on my mobile. I'm going to look at the stock. Why did I get the alert? What time frame am I going to be on? I'm going to be on the 15 to the hour charts. And then I'm going to look at ES. Where is ES? Where is AMD? Where are the FANG stocks? Where's the market going? That is the first thing that I'm going to look. I'm going to look real quick on my phone because I already know all these stocks. I already know that a lot of my alerts are set from the previous day. And I'm going to make my trade according to my alerts. That's it. Okay, so again, look for the base, look for some ranges, look for some squeezes. That's just kind of what I look for. I don't care about news. I don't care what's going on. If my chart has a setup, I'm gonna trade that setup. Okay, if there's hype, if there's some type of news going on, I probably won't trade it. Okay, it's just part of my rules. I won't trade hype. So again, I hope this is something that can benefit you guys. As new traders, as a maybe a refresher for some of you guys that probably forgot, how to look at the market, because it's very important that we take all those things into consideration. So look at the trend on ES. Hey, we're still downtrending, guys. Until that changes, just a small trend is still down, and some of those stocks are still bearish, so short the tops. Other than that, I mean, wait for your setups, guys. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I hope this kind of helps you understand how to look for a stock, not just look for a stock, but maybe put you on the right track on figure out what kind of trader you are and what kind of setups you like. What kind of setups make more sense for you and your account. So everything has to be beneficial to you, not beneficial to the next trader. Okay, again, what's beneficial to you can potentially help another trader in the future, as long as that your trading style and your setup makes sense. And once you excel in that and you figure out how to trade it on a consistent basis and it's making you profitable, then for sure share that idea, share that way of trading, and it can potentially help somebody else. So I'll leave you guys with that. I hope to see you guys next week a little more. I'll be a little more active, and yeah, you guys have a great week, and message me if you guys have any questions. Cool. Stay green, guys.